Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. Gord, your hurtin' hippie, on the roof of the BRCA Bridgeland Riverside Community Association near downtown, and there are people in most places. And welcome to Where Will We Be Tomorrow? I wanted to come up here because it's peaceful up here and I can see kids and families playing. I'm seeing the parks being busier than they ever have been, but people are keeping their distance from others, and it's possible. And I really, friends, look at the sky right there. I really want to talk about where will we be tomorrow. Friends, it's time that we stop looking at right now. This is not the new normal. This is the transition to a new normal. This is whenever you break systems. This was my job in CP Rail, friends. This was my position. Let me get where the wind won't blow here so much. That was my job with CP Rail, was to figure out what's broken and switch it to new systems that'll work better and more efficiently. And many times, absolutely every time, you go into a status quo and you break, you have terrible trouble for a while. And then slowly people learn new systems and you end off in a better position than you had been before. That's what we're going through right now. I told a friend, even though it sounds a little cold, it's a cleansing. There's something moving through every single community. And yes, it's sad that some will not be with us in the new tomorrow. But there will be a new normal. And it won't look like this. And it's up to you and I what it's going to look like. And I'm sorry for those of you, nobody has commented this, but it's my own anxiety is, am I being too philosophical? Am I dwelling too much or talking about this too much? But I think from what I hear out there, people need this. And we need a constant reminder that this isn't the end of the world. This is a transition of the world to a different normal. I do not know what that new normal will be, but I can tell you we're going to come out of this as a slightly cleaner world and a world more in touch with the people that we care about than the things we used to care about. I found myself, I put my phone down last night at about 7 o'clock, and I don't think I looked at it until just before bed. I've never done that. Like I had to go to the mirror and see, is that the hippie? The one who checks for views and thumbs up all the time, the one who's always anxious about, is his friends out there doing well? Yeah, me. I just watched The Tube with Gordy. We watched Star Trek Picard for about 3 hours and just spent time together. Speaking of together, I'm going to throw something up right here. That's me and Pasha. First time face to face, touching that boy, hugging my boy in a week, 7 whole days, where we only talk by text. And if any of you have ever talked to an 11-year-old by text, it's hi, bye, I'm busy. So it was really, really nice. We went for a short walk, and we have worked it out that every day around noon, I'm taking him for a walk. We will walk around, we will try to stay out of people's views so that we can stay safe. And we have decided he will stay at his mom's. If she needs me to take to take him overnight, we will. But we're trying to keep his risk of exposure down. And although coming to my house would only increase his risk a tiny, tiny bit, why do it at all? When, I'll be honest, he's not missing his dad. Kids are loving this break. Maybe in the back of their heads is a little bit of fear, but for most of them, this is just a break from school and a break from the future stress of, are they going to do well? Hang on, people. And I love that. People talk to each other now. Everybody I walk by is smiling and saying, how you doing? And I hope you're well. And, you know, it is already forming into that new world. So friends, when somebody tries to tell you something positive about this new world, take it in. Even if you have a but. Not that kind of but. But even if you have something you want to say, but this or but that, if you've been told something positive, give it a minute. Take that thought in and embellish it. Because there are a lot of positive information out there about this virus. It is changing. Oh, friends, it'll mutate. It'll cause new blips here and there. Okay, so friends, I think I've rambled long enough. I'm close to the river. I say somehow we'll put together something at the river. I may talk to you more, or I may just put a little music up and let's enjoy the scenery. I'm hoping the birds are out today. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony. And here we are. We've made it to Monday. Made it to Monday. That would make a good video, but I already have a title for this one. Friends, thank you. Thank you for watching that. Thank you for still being here. And I hope you stick around to little known facts. But I got a few things to talk about. So, pitter patter. Get at her. I want to send out love and wishes to all of you that are in places that are wrestling and having trouble with this. And I do speak of you, Logia, anybody in France, anybody in Spain, anybody in these areas that didn't grab on quick enough to get ahead of it, and now they're having trouble with it. But even, I'm trying to be that voice of love and encouragement. And we always have to look at, in keeping with the theme of today's video, what will it be like tomorrow? And I don't mean exactly tomorrow. I mean beyond this. We will get past it. It is starting to show that even China, who hid it and let it run rampant before they actually shut it down, are getting ahead of it. It can be got ahead of, and it will be got ahead of. And all we can do is, and I know it's hard, especially with the kind of governments that you have over there. Logia, I get it. I feel for you, and I wish I could reach out. But I can only do it with my voice, and I can only say, you know what? These governments that really screwed up, they'll pay the piper at the end. When I talk about the change that's going to happen at the end of all of this, I really mean it. And it is going to be different. Some of the change is going to be the same across the world. People getting closer, people relying less on technology, people realizing they don't need to buy as much or do as much to be as much. Those things will be shared. But some things that'll happen is Canada will likely end up with a Liberal government for a little longer because they've done well through this and will probably survive the next election because of it. Places like France and Spain and Italy and that are really, really struggling because their governments didn't do enough at the beginning. And they already have strife. I think those governments are short-lived. And that is that doesn't make you feel better now. But I do feel it'll happen. I think there'll be a lot of people having to stand up to their stupidity. Like Sikhs, I hope you didn't pay attention to that stupid doctor in Ottawa who said, although we have 27 cases here, I've worked out the data. The way this virus works, and he said there's got to be 4,000 people with COVID in Ottawa. He extrapolated that without showing his math from 27 cases and the current structure of COVID. Shame on him. Even if he thought it was accurate, which I doubt, all something like that's going to do is worry a whole bunch of people. I am not unhit by these nerves and fears. I woke up this morning with my chest hurting and a cough, and I had a cry. I had a cry over a coffee machine last Thursday. Now I had a cry over a cough this morning. All it was smoking a lot last night and sleeping funny this morning. My chest, fibro chest, get it a lot. In fact, Angie Activated talked about it. Check her video out, give her a shout out. And I felt scared. As soon as I had a little bit of liquid in me and had woken up a bit, chest pain went away. I'm okay. But we're all going to experience fears, anxiety, absolute loathing, anger. We're going to not get along with our kids and then want to hug them like crazy. It's going to be a difficult time, and we're only near the beginning of it. So we need to just really, really hug each other and do the best we can, and realize, I'm not bragging. Canada has done better than most, but we have not seen the full brunt of this yet. So we need to all just knuckle down and do the best we can to support each other. That's all we can do. Friends, in a couple hours, I'm going for a walk with Pasha. I will probably do a little bit of a video that'll be part of tomorrow's. We may go to the park. You may see us feeding those birds again. Finally found my spot, got the seeds. The birds are in my control. You know what time it is. Yes, little known facts as I look at a bunch of geese passing by. This one's really morbid. During the Victorian period, it was normal to photograph relatives after they died. People would dress their newly deceased relatives in their best clothing and then put them in lifelike poses and photograph them. They did this to preserve one last image of their dead loved ones. Oh boy, that's odd. One man survived both the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and then later Nagasaki. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was a 29-year-old naval engineer on a 3-month business trip to Hiroshima. On August 6, 1945, the Enola Gay dropped its atomic payload on the city. Shame, shame. Yamaguchi was less than 2 miles from ground zero and was thrown into a potato patch. He survived and was able to make a perilous journey through the devastated city to the railway station. And on August 7th, he boarded a train overnight to his hometown of Nagasaki. On the morning of August 9th, he was with some colleagues in an office building when another boom split the sound barrier. A flash of white light filled the sky. Yamaguchi emerged from the wreckage with only minor injuries. On top of current injuries, he had survived 2 nuclear blasts. Wow. Still, there's a blight on the record of this world. The fact that we did that to anyone. And let's go to something a little more fun-filled. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. Fought between Britain and Zanzibar, and known as the Anglo-Zanzibar War. This war occurred on August the 27th, 1896. It was all over the ascension of the next Sultan in Zanzibar and resulted in a British swift victory. It's an odd one, friends, and a cool one. Thanks for being a part of it. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, stay lifted. Peace and cheers, love and harmony. And if you see somebody without a smile today, give them one of yours. I'll leave on that. Peace.